Santa is so easy to love. So easy to become engaged with during the holidays because it happens once a year and there's all this magic and it's generous and it's, you know, it's celebratory and there's surprise in it and imagination is engaged and so it's really, really easy to become fascinated with Santa. And as a child, I was just one of those many fascinated people, something I wouldn't want anyone to miss. But the disappointment of learning that Santa Claus was not a real person was really uncomfortable for me. And so I knew that I didn't want to replicate that experience or that situation for my own children. I knew I wanted them to have Santa, but I didn't know how to give them Santa in a different way. I wasn't ready when my 3-year-old asked me the question, you know, tell me about Santa. And so I just stammered. But then her next question enlightened me. She said, tell me the story.
She used the word story.
Yes. And it makes sense because so much of what we teach with a story. And so many of the delightful ideas that we give them are in the form of a story. And so she wanted to hear the story. So immediately I was able to say, oh, I love the story. Santa's my favorite story. And so Santa was, from the beginning with her, the creature of a story, the product of a story. Santa was a story. And then the next logical step was Santa was also a game. Anytime someone starts talking about Santa, they're playing the game and we get to play as well.
That resonates with children, I'm sure.
Well, I didn't know at the time. First of all, I did not know how amazing children are in their ability to imagine, to enter what I now know is called the imaginal realm. Between the age of 3 and somewhere around 9 or so, children can just slide in and out of this imaginal realm where everything they imagine is just as real as can be, and then come back into what is actual without any lack of continuity, like when they're playing with a doll.
Seamless.
Seamless, that's the word. Huh. Yes, I didn't know anything about that.
Your first child?
My first child was when I began to learn. Because with this idea of make-believing in Santa, it's even more magical. Because there's no limit to it. We're not limited by what we can justify or prove or make sense out of. You know, those questions become a part of the game then, because then even the child can participate in, how does Santa do this? I don't know. What do you think? Oh, maybe Santa makes this happen. Because it's all a part of the story in the game.
I see. Like, what would Santa do?
Right. Right. And then the other thing that I was surprised by in my own experience with my first child was that when Santa was a story and a game, that she would participate in this game in any way other than as a child with a list of requests from Santa.
I would have thought too that I would be the parent and the child play the child.
That was the only way I knew to play the game.
Wow.
But what I learned the very next day was that she wanted to play the Santa role because she started leaving these little oddly wrapped packages around the house and whispering to me, it's from Santa. She wanted to play the anonymous giver. She wanted to play the role of the generous one. So the first time we played the Santa game, she wanted to be Santa. Kids play mommy and daddy and teacher and policeman. They want to play the adult role. They want to play the powerful role. And Santa is so powerful. To see a 3-year-old playing Santa just burst your heart wide open.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is
pretty sweet.
A wonderful story.
Yeah. So this book is a parent's guide to just empower them to continue everything that's already working in their world with Santa, rewrite it if it serves them, adapt it and certainly extend the Santa experience with their own children by encouraging them to make believe in Santa.